Hello, Tru Wonder crew. Please forgive my voice and any coughing or sneezing for the next 2 or 3 minutes. I'm coming to you from my couch because I didn't want to share this week, but hoping to kick it before tomorrow at 5 o'clock. So this is the rundown for our age 5 through 2nd graders for December 7th and 8th. We are moving into the New Testament, kicking off with the book of Luke, chapter 1, verses 1 through 56, where the angel visits Mary. And these are some of the same verses that we're even talking about in our 3 and 4-year-old room. So I love the continuity from 3 years old up through our 2nd graders. Like, we are teaching the same scripture. Wow, the sun is really bright in that one spot. I'm sorry. And even in our 2-year-old rooms, like, we're teaching the story of Jesus coming to earth for the month of December. So really starting even at 2 years old and up. Anyway, so moving on. Our ponder point is God gives us the promise. And that is referring to the promise God made back in Genesis, after Adam and Eve had sinned and God had to send them out of the garden. He made a promise that there would come a son from a woman who would just be at enmity. I mean, it was day 1 in our devotional reading, and if you don't have the book, you need to let me know, because I can get it to you. Maybe I won't deliver it today, but I can get it to you this weekend. That God would just place enmity between the woman's son and Satan, but that the son would go on to defeat him as well. So our verse this month is Zephaniah 3:17a. The Lord your God is with you, the mighty warrior who saves. We are doing a fun scavenger hunt for one of our activities. So in our younger room, this is something that I've seen a couple of you teachers do as a group activity, and I love that. So even if you clean up a few minutes early and you do it together, hey, we are looking for these items, let's find them one at a time. And then in the older room, it could be something that even as the kids are walking in, hey, these are hidden around the room, and why don't you see if you can find them? And maybe even have a couple of leaders who are willing to step in and help. Sorry, I'm really trying to get the sun out of everybody's eyes. I could have gotten up to close the curtain, but I didn't. I put my hand there. That blocks it. Okay, so again, the scavenger hunt could be something fun to hand to the older kids as they walk in, or to do as a group activity as well. And then we have a matching game too. Our wardrobe this weekend is going to contain a big wrapped present, which will get all of the kids excited, but don't open it. Because as we go on to tell the lesson, talking about almost the big God story, but not all the detailed parts of it. So, like, God made a promise, and he continued to remind his people of his promise through the prophets. And then the angel came to Mary and said, you are going to have a son, and he is God's son, and you need to name him Jesus, Emmanuel. And just talking about how Jesus is that promise. Jesus is that redeemer, that rescuer, that he is the gift. And it's not something that we can open, not something that you're going to find under your tree, but something much more special than that. And then our craft this weekend is we're making, I think they're about that big, little presents. So we fold up the little white box, they put the little heart inside it and the little red bow on top. I moved my hand. But there's actually even a fun game at the end of the lesson that I thought was really sweet, especially for the younger kids. But just even as a way to increase relationship in the older kids, which is our focus in that room. Taking just a small ball, or maybe a playground ball would be a better idea, because we don't want them to be throwing it at each other, but rolling it to each other, but saying each other's names. God's promise is for Miss Terry. God's promise is for Mr. Dutch. God's promise is for Levi. And God's promise is for... So as the kids are rolling the ball to each other, encourage them to say each other's names. That's important. Every kid loves to be called by their name, to be known for who they are. And this is just a beautiful way to reinforce that. All right, so that's our lesson for the weekend, and I'll get the sun out of your eyes, and I will see you soon. Bye.